What is one sexual lesson you've learned that everyone should learn sooner rather than later? Clean your ass. Pee after. Condoms are cheaper than diapers. Foreplay is a part of sex, arguably one of the more important parts. You don't need to be a jackhammer or go on for an hour. Way before. Be hygienic. A protection. Give more than you take. Focus on making your partner feel good physically and emotionally. Everyone wins. Don't raw dog strippers from Trenton, New Jersey. If she starts moaning and squirming, don't stop or change what you're doing. Sex should be a mutually pleasurable experience. Relax and do what comes naturally. What you see in porn is way off mark. As a woman, learning how my body worked and what it needed to get off took me a while, and all the while guys ask, "What does it for you?" and I wasn't being coy when I didn't answer. It was because I simply didn't know yet, and I couldn't tell anyone how to do it if I didn't know myself. So yeah. That. Sex is just a game where both sides are trying to make the other side win. Relax and just have fun, and it's so much better. Give the woman a towel when you're done. Sex on the beach, just don't. It's wet, and that kind of cold that penetrates your bones, and the sand gets in places you can't get it out, and you think it'll be romantic because you can see Denmark across the bay. Booty, it's not, because it's pitch black and you're frightened that ghosts are in the trees. Sex doesn't have to be serious. You can actually share a laugh during sex. It's a sign of being relaxed and comfortable with your partner. Especially since at some point, one of you will fart. If you have been chopping chilies, wash your hands well before you touch anyone's genitals. Any appendage, pinky, penis, etc., that enters the anus should be kept well away from the vagina. Consider using different hands for each orifice. Utis are no fun. Also wash with soap after digit play, male or female. If you rub your eye in your sleep, you'd contract pinky, also just gross, OSE. For really good sex, foreplay starts before the bedroom and communication is key. The golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done to you. The sex golden rule. Do unto others as they want done to them. When it comes to consent, it's better to ask a stupid question than to overlook an important one. A lot of foreplay and making sure everyone is comfortable. If you think something could be wrong, stop. Communicate during sex and tell your partner what you like and don't like. Also, if you come and your partner didn't, try to make them come as well and don't just stop. Sex in the pool sounds nice, but water is not a lubricant. Sex is a conversation. Not a race. Not a competition. Not a menu of things you have a right to. The entire event is supposed to be enjoyable for both / all of you. Don't be selfish, and don't try to win at sex. Relax, have fun, be respectful, play safe and communicate before, during and after. Porn is not sex. There are a lot of fun things you can do that you see in porn, but what you're seeing is a dramatization of sex. Approach things with respect and an open mind. The flow of sex is very different off screen, and again. Communicate. There's a difference between harder and faster. On a personal level, discipline your mind to understand that sex is a different state of being. There are things you crave and do during sex that you would never do anywhere else. Strong people sometimes like to become weak and vice versa. Respectable people can become depraved. Civilized people can become animals, etc. It's a different world. Try to broaden your horizons and don't let your thoughts get in the way. If the thought of something being dirty or wicked turns you on, go with it. If the same thoughts interrupt your pleasure, try to get past it, or don't think, and just feel it. Respect limits. Don't be a bully, try to guilt someone, or push hard limits. At the same time, don't let someone do this to you. If you have a hard limit and it's unapproachable and someone is trying to coerce you in spite of your clear communication that it's a no-go area, leave. Don't respect you. Edit, Aftercare and Afterplay. I can't believe I didn't have this among the top ones of my list. Make communication and checking in on your partner's feelings and recovery afterwards as part of the entire event. Include cleanup as part of play, so it isn't as awkward, or makes things come to a sudden cold stop. When your heads start to come back to the regular world, make it a comfortable and fun transition for everyone involved. Might seem like a small thing, but things can go from intense immersion in the pleasure of the entire thing to what just happened, quickly, and everyone needs to be okay with it. There are a bunch more, but I think these are at the top of the list. It isn't going to be like porn. Get tested regularly. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you have to all the time, whenever people want you to. Men in general are thought to be horny all the time, and sometimes that's the case, and what some people think about all the time, but sometimes if you're tired, or busy or something, you don't have to drop everything you're doing, because that's what real men do. Hate that some people get offended when you're not into the idea because they are told that men want sex constantly and take it as an attack if that's not the case. Read the instruction manual that comes with a person before attempting to operate the said person. Communication is sexy. Talk during sex. Tell your partner what feels good. If you want them to change things up. What really drives you crazy? The worst thing is performing a sex act one way, maybe a way a former partner enjoyed it, and having it do nothing for your current partner. This extends to times when you won't actively have sex too. After, it's great to talk about what you really enjoyed. It's hard to hear a partner recall what they loved about the experience. Sexting isn't for everyone, but sharing kinks, or in general what makes sex pleasurable for you, before you have sex, makes the experience so much better. Talk about sex. Sex will be awkward sometimes, and that's totally fine. Don't let it stop you from enjoying yourself. Biggest lesson I've learned over the years is that sex is gross, and you have to embrace that. There's a lot of bodily fluids everywhere, and a squeamish heart doesn't like sex. So don't be squeamish. It's just fluid and human leather. It'll wash off your skin and sheets can be changed and washed. I can't speak for women, but dudes, if you want a truly gratifying sexual experience, foreplay is key. Her pleasure is the key to yours. Go down on her, play with her, look at her, learn her body, and make her finish first, because it will reward you with better sexual gratification than just diving in dick first. She matters too. And answers are she's been with people who just wanted their pleasure and left her high and dry, sometimes literally. Don't be that dude. She's usually willing to do more, in my experience, if you are. One last piece of advice, especially for men that are insecure in their ability to perform. *TOYS your friend, not your ENEMY*. Just because she has the Clit Destroyer 9500 with the 6.9 update doesn't mean that you are inadequate. You that with her if she's cool with it and see the slip and slide it generates. Sex is supposed to fun and enjoyable, so stop complicating it. If you two are exclusive, what's the harm? What would you rather her tell her friends, because she will tell her friends, that you only do missionary, or that you had her hit climax so hard she thought she'd go into a coma? Choose wisely. How to Eat Pussy. I highly recommend the book, She Comes First. This was gifted to me by my GF at the time, because she said my skills needed **IMPROVEMENT***. She was happy that she bought me the book, and that I actually use the techniques. If you're wondering why she's not my GF anymore, it's because I need improvement with my attitude. Make *M feel pretty, whoever it is. When you feel handsome or gorgeous, comfort goes up and so does confidence, vulnerability, and openness when participating. Leads to a better connection and performance. Best, most passionate lover I had was a one-night stand who just kept telling me how beautiful I was in the sweetest, sincerest way. It's like he was just so happy to be there with me. I felt so ugly inside, but there was this gorgeous dude making me feel desired. So, I'm going to rip these clothes off so much faster. Do you know who uses the pull-out method? Parents. If you both focus on each other's pleasure, then it's epic. Better even than just focusing on yourself. When you focus on yourself, it's all about coming. When you focus on your partner, it's all about the experience as a whole. All of a sudden, just running your fingertips over a clit or the head of a penis is making your toes curl without being anywhere near the end. A lot of people think sex is just penetration. It's not. Penetration is a small part of it. The best sex is kissing, touching, exploring. I do mix things up, a bit of penetration then back to going down on her. Keep her guessing. Get everything you see in movies and porn. Be each other guide to ultimate sexual pleasure. A lot of people are saying communication, and that is the absolute #1 rule for sex with me. But I'm trying to explain what my experience with incredible sex has been like. I'm a 43-year-old woman with a very high sex drive. And with my best lover ever, I think that our level of communication sort of transcended into understanding. Like we understood the things that turned each other on. And we weren't afraid to try something new. There was just always a safe word in play. So if one of us did something the other one didn't like, the safe word gets spoken, and that's the end of it. That level of communication, security, and trust led to this incredibly free sexual environment where we just explored each other and the things that we were interested in. I guess my point is this. To have truly incredible sex with a person that you care about, and maybe it takes caring about the person, you need to know their ins and outs. You need to know the things that turn them on and the things that turn them off. You need to be willing to explore those things with them, and you're not, never ever kink shame. Create a loving, safe environment where you can both explore your sexuality, and I guarantee you will have the best sex of your life. As a guy, my only goal is to make my wife feel good and to try to please her. If I get that right, I'm going to enjoy it too. And don't be afraid to tell your partner what you like and don't like. You can catch ********** the fun crotch diseases in your throat too. This includes the cancer caused by HPV. Not everyone has good intentions. If you are putting your fingers inside anywhere, cut your fingernails down really short the day before. If you have to cut them the day of, file them dull. And absolutely do not leave them long in this case meaning having any gap between the nail and your finger. That hurts to all hell. Feels like Wolverine went to town on you. It's not about making them finish, it's about making them feel good. Focus on that, and the orgasms will come. Even if they don't, at least it felt really good. If you go soft in cowgirl position, because you fear getting hurt by a slip out, talk to the woman and slowly show her to what point the movement can go, so you can relax and stay hard. After a few minutes of finding out the limits, you are good to go. Forget about the tight/loose pussy and big/small thing, chances are you are fine. Enthusiastic is the way to go. You can change your mind. You don't owe anything, even if you said you would. Even if someone drove over, there's no such thing as getting them stood up if you change your mind, because you don't owe them anything. You should never have to grit your teeth, nor push through it, and do ever keep thinking I hope he/she ends soon. You can and should stop and leave. You deserve that much. If you go to Poop's house, don't be surprised if Poop is home. If you state you want protected sex and the guy complains about wearing a condom, it doesn't feel good, you're on birth control, so what's the point? etc. Don't sleep with them, just peace out. There is a decent chance they will try to remove the condom during sex, and there is a huge chance that they are a generally entitled person and an inconsiderate lover. If she says it hurts, that does not mean keep doing it until she stops complaining. Raw digging, while absolutely amazing in comparison to wearing a condom, in fact the stupidest thing you could possibly do. Don't be a fool. Tap your tool.